It is a GPK kind of day. Welcome back to another video. This really popped when I saw it. That to me is a monster increase. Again, this book got hot. This book is ready to go higher. So let's jump right into it. We are back today with another statue review from Diamond Select Toys. Without further ado, let's get into the review. What is good, YouTube? This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles, and thank you for joining me for another video here on the channel. Today, like I was saying, it is a GPK day. I'm going to be unboxing a card I got off of eBay from Series 1 that's graded by PSA. But not only that, we're going to be finishing our unboxing from CGC from Series 1 that I sent in earlier this month. But before we get started in the video, like always, I want to remind you guys, if you're not a current sub of the channel, do me a favor, hit that sub button for me. You will not regret it. I'm giving away a copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 16 to one lucky member once we get to 7,000 subs. Also, hit that like button for me because it really does help the channel out. If you're interested in merch, you guys, especially if you're GPK fans, you guys know I got you covered featuring Mind Blow Mighty. There's a few cards left as well. The link is in the description of this video. With that said, guys, let's check out the unboxing and see what I got. Alright, so as you guys can see, this was sent over to me from eBay, and I actually went to a third-party authenticator first, then to me. So eBay really does a great job of making sure you're getting what you're buying. So we're going to go ahead and open this thing up and see what it is. So after destroying the box, which I really did, eBay does a really good job of actually authenticating and packaging these things out to get them to you without any damages. Like, I'm not going to show you the front of this thing because it's going to give away what I got. I'll show you after the fact, but what I was able to purchase is something I always wanted. I do have a copy of this in lesser grade. You guys know that if you watch Series 1 unboxing from CGC, but I really wanted this card in a higher grade, so I was able to get a Garbage Pail Kids Series 1 Atom Bomb in a PSA 8 near mint. This also is a checklist. If you guys don't know that, check that out. Great checklist on the back. I was preferencing this card over the regular card just for those reasons, but finally happy to have this card in the collection. So this is what I wanted to show you, how it comes from eBay. They do a really, really awesome job for a PSA graded card. So really appreciate that from eBay. They do a great job. So with that said, let's check out the rest of these cards I got back from CGC. All right, so let's go ahead and check the rest of these cards that we got back from CGC. If you haven't checked out part 1 to this series, make sure you do that first. A lot of the great cards that came back, they were all mid-grades, but some of them did surprise. So let's get into the rest of them. We're going to start off with Joltin' Joe. Joltin' Joe came back a 3.5 very good plus, 41B. They were all matte finishes. I'm going to show you guys the back quick. There you go. A lot of these were, like I said, were mid-grade cards. I knew that going in. How about the next one is his counterpart, Mean Gene, one of my favorite names from 1985 Series 1. Came back a 4.5 VGEX plus, so that one was a little bit better. Up next is Damaged Don. This one definitely a little bit off-center, miscut. Came back an excellent, though, at 5, which is actually pretty good for all these cards that we sent in for Series 1. 40B Damaged Don. This should be his counterpart up next. Yes, it is. Unstitched Mitch, Series 1, 40A. Also came back excellent, 5. So let's put them side by side. That's what I'd like to do when we have counterparts, both at the same grade. Unstitched Mitch, definitely a little bit better cut. Not by much, but just by a little bit. All right, who's up next? We have Green Gene. Wow, we had Mean Gene. Now we got Green Gene. 39B. This one came back a VG/EX4. So not too bad. The cut is actually pretty good on this card. This should hopefully be the counterpart. And it is. Buggy Betty. This one is definitely a bad miscut. 39A Buggy Betty came back a 6. So definitely a little bit better condition than Green Gene. We'll take it. Now we have Lizard Liz. Lizard Liz, unfortunately, came back a 3, a very good 38B. The cut's not too bad, but again, not one of my favorite GPK cards. I'm going to start on this end here, and it's not the counterpart, but it is one of my favorites from Series 1, Slobby Robbie. So Slobby Robbie came back an excellent 5.5, 26A Slobby Robbie. Let's check out the back. Decent shape. I really do like CGC's cards labels, much better than the comic labels. Not a huge fan of the light blue. I know that's the comic standard, but I love the black and white here. So hopefully, yes, this is the counterpart, Fat Matte. So we had Matte Rat, and now we have Fat Matte. So this one is 26B Fat Matte and a 5. So almost got the combo. We have a 5.5 in Slobby Robbie and a 5 excellent for Fat Matte. Up next, Brainy Janie. Brainy Janie came back an excellent 5 as well, 27A, Series 1. This one almost is a perfect cut, which is fantastic. Back looks pretty good too. The counterpart, oh yes, we got a 5 in this one as well. Jenny Genius also came back an excellent 5, 27B. So let's line them up right here so you guys can see. I love it when we get matching grades. It looks so freaking awesome. All right, so let's check out who's next. Who's up? Who's up? It is Uzi Susie. This one is a bad miscut. Came back at VG/EX 28A Uzi Susie. Definitely a horrible miscut on that. And the counterpart is Melton Melissa. And this one has a lot better cut, but unfortunately also came back a VG3 28B Melton Melissa. One of my favorites from Series 1, 29A Boney Joni, came back an excellent 5.5. The cut is not bad, a little bit off, but definitely a lot better presenting than some of the other these cards. There you go. You can check out the back, Boney Joni. And who is her counterpart? Remember? Thin Lin. Thin Lin, a little bit better condition in an EX Near Mint 6, but the cut, as you can see, is not good. I may try to upgrade these two, Boney Joni and Thin Lin, because it's some of my favorites from Series 1, 29B. Oh, this one was a rough one. Again, another one of my favorite Series 1 cards. New Wave Dave came back a 2.5 good. And I can't tell you why this card got such a beating, because it doesn't look that bad to me. 30A New Wave Dave at 2.5. Let's check out the back. And here you go. It's a little bit of a red. I don't know if that's paint or, you know, from the printing of the card. I have no idea, but maybe that's what threw off the grading. Oh my God. His counterpart, Graffiti Petey, which is the better card in my opinion, came back at good, a 2. That is terrible. You can see on the top right-hand portion of the card, there is some dirt also on the bottom portion as well. Unfortunately, these are two of my favorite cards from Series 1, but definitely going to try to upgrade those. Up next, Rundown Rhoda came back a VGEX Plus 4.5, 31A Rundown Rhoda. And her counterpart, Flat Pat, a little bit better condition, excellent 5.5, 31B Flat Pat. The cut is not bad as well. Let's take a look at the back. You can see where the cut is there. It's a little bit worse for wear, but either way, 5.5 is not too bad. Frigid Bridget, one of the clever names from Series 1, 32A Frigid Bridget, came back an excellent 5.5, so not too bad. A little bit of a miscut there as well. Counterpart, oh man, the counterpart was really not a good grade. 2.5, 32B, Chili Millie. This one is a worse cut than that, but I can't see where the damage is for this card to come back at 2.5. On the back, it doesn't look that bad. You guys tell me. I'm going to line both of these up so you guys can see them. What is the difference between these two cards that would make one a 5.5 and the other a 2.5? I just don't see it. So I know I'm not a card connoisseur, but either way, I think that's a little bit rough by CGC. Up next, again, one of my favorites from Series 1, Mad Mike came back at 3.5, very good plus, 33A, Mad Mike. Definitely a little bit of a miscut there as well. And his counterpart, oh, there you go, Savage Stewart. Savage Stewart also came back a 3.5, 33B Savage Stewart. This one a little bit better cut, but as you can see side by side, I really love when they come back with the same grade from the counterparts. It makes my heart warm, fortunately. But either way, I'm happy to have matching grades, even though it's a pretty low grade. All right, up next, Kim Kong. Not one I remember from Series 1, honestly, but it has a really bad miscut. Came back in excellent 5 condition, 34A Kim Kong. Counterpart, what do we get? Anna Banana, love that name. Anna Banana, VGEX4, 34B, Anna Banana. Up next, let's see who it is. It's Wrinkly Randy. Wrinkly Randy is suffering from a really bad miscut, but still got a VGEX 4.5, 35A Wrinkly Randy. I am really going to have to upgrade some of these, unfortunately, but either way, it was a blast sending these in and collecting these. We have a VGEX 4.5 as well for Rockin' Robert. Rockin' Robert. Check out the t-shirt. If you guys never noticed this, I Want to Rock. Really awesome. I may not have to trade these in, unfortunately, because they are matching grades, which I do want to keep. So these ones may be staying in the collection, but 4.5 for both of them. All right, up next, who do we have? Rappin' Ruth. Rappin' Ruth came back one of the better cards that I've gotten. A 6.5 EX Near Mint Plus 36A Rappin' Ruth. Oh, unfortunately, the counterpart got absolutely demolished. There is some dirt on the card, as you can see here, and on the bottom and on the side. Tommy Toom came back a good 236B Tommy Toom. Definitely ones we may have to upgrade. But again, I don't think it's warranted a 2. I may be able to crack some of these and clean them. I probably should have done that beforehand, but I guess didn't. But this is the first time I've actually submitted to CGC or any card grading company. So up next, who do we have? We have Guillotina, who came back an excellent 5.5 37A. A really clever name with, of course, with the Garbage Pail Kid head inside a guillotine. Very, very disturbing card, but that's what we loved about GPK. So what did the counterpart come back at? Counterpart Cyndi Lauper came back a VGEX 4.5 37B Cyndi Lauper. For the times, I guess, that was spot on. The last card was that other one, Slimy Sam, the counterpart to Lizard Liz, came back a VGEX4 38A Slimy Sam. So let's get back into it. All right, so that's it for the CGC unboxing of the GPK Series 1 cards. Like I said before, if you haven't checked out the part 1 to this video, make sure you check it out. The glare is a little bad, but I'm hopefully trying to fix this as I go forward. So again, this was a lot of fun. I may send some Series 2 into CGC and see how it goes. Definitely the grades are a lot better for my Series 2 collection than my Series 1. So those are the hardest to get. But it was a fun experience, just a little expensive when you're putting through 80-something cards. So keep that in mind. That's why I may not send the whole set in for Series 2, but we'll see what happens. Again, I enjoyed picking up my Atom Bomb PSA number 8. This was also something I wanted for a really long time. So I want to remind you guys, if you haven't checked out Mind Blown Mighty, here we go. Here is the card. They're only $5 on my merch store, and I have a couple left that are with signatures that are only $7 if interested. Okay, the links are in the description of this video. Like always, this is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles saying thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.